Hello, everybody. I am so excited. This is Java, and we are back from a long summer with another edition of Book It. That's right. You've got it. You're in the right place, and we're just so thankful that you have tuned in, and we are grateful indeed for your viewership. Can you believe that it's been one whole year, of excellent Black authors within Adventism? These authors have written books that have inspired us, that have given us hope, that have given us encouragement, that have given us vision and insight. And we just want to say thank you to all of our authors over this past year who have been a blessing to just grace us, with their presence and also share with us their books. And so we are having this evening on another edition of Book It, a very special guest that I am excited. She is an author extraordinaire, and she has written a book. That's right. And this book is entitled here, Embracing Your Journey, Gaining Strength. Anybody need strength out there? Strength with each step. It's a 90-day devotional by April Cunningham, and she is a best-selling author. And I want to tell you that she is a woman of God, and you are in for a treat. She is a phenomenal leader within her community, and she has a worth of wisdom that she's going to drop right here on Book It. So do me a favor, invite a friend, press the share button right now, because we are getting ready to embark on a journey to embrace the journey that God has placed us on with April Cunningham. So listen, without further ado, I must bring her on and welcome her to the stage. Go ahead and just push the like button. Give her some hearts right now as a way of clapping your hands for her. April, how are you doing?
I am well. Hope you are.
Yes, I am doing excellent, excited. I've been following the phenomenal things that you have been doing here as you share your book, Embracing Your Journey. And I'm excited to be able to now finally sit down with you and talk about this book. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to write this book, Embracing Your Journey.
Certainly. Hello. My name is April Cunningham, and I am a logophile. I get a word of the day every day, and a logophile means a lover of words. And for me, it's just the way that the word lands, how it sounds, the background of it. And so for this book, Embracing Your Journey, 90 devotional words, 90 power lessons, and a devotional for you to think, for you to act, and for you to reflect. And so my journey started in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. To all of my individuals in Allegheny West, hello. But I am about words. Words matter. They say that there is life and death in the power of a tongue, and I am a believer of that. And so this book just gives you an opportunity to think about what our elders and our mothers used to say. God brought you from a mighty long way. And I'm a believer of that. If you think about your zip code from where you were born to your zip code on where you are now, that's a mighty long way. That's a journey, right?
Yes.
And so that was the inspiration for this book.
Yes. So just lean in a little bit, because for me, initially seeing the book, there was a little tension, there. And we spoke about that, about the word embrace. Like everyone isn't excited about the journey that they're on, so embracing it felt awkward, it's good to embrace it when things are good, but when things aren't as you would hope, it's a little more difficult to embrace. So why did you choose the word embrace?
It's who you are. And I think a lot of things we try to get rid of our past. We try to let go of what made you you, right? And so we've got to embrace that. We've got to understand that those stripes, those falls, those wins, those successes, all of those were created or were allowed to make you are who you are today. It is because of those that we can stand tall and we can understand who we are, not who we've been, but who we are, who we were created to be by God's design. And through that design, the people that you meet, the people that you talk to, all of the experiences on your journey is who you are.
Wow. You talk about, who you are. Your journey is who you are, and quite frankly, I am realizing that oftentimes we are still discovering who we are, so how do you embrace what you are still discovering? I mean, is that a question I can ask?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just spoke about this here recently. Jeremiah 1:5 says, I knew you before you were born in your mother's womb. You were set apart as a prophet for the nations. It has already been determined. You've got to go through it to see where God has designed you to be. Sometimes that hurts. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it feels good. But sometimes lessons are there so that we understand where our purpose is supposed to be. And it's not about necessarily the destination. It's about the journey to get there.
Wow. So you're saying it's not about the destination.
No, it's not where you end. It's the journey that you went through to get there. The lessons that you learn at 5 are different than the lessons that you learn at 15, 20, and I'm 50. So the lessons that I am receiving right now, I couldn't have handled at 25, right? Those experiences have gotten me to the place that I am, that I can now pour into individuals, that I can share these lessons, these messages, so that somebody is uplifted, somebody is encouraged, somebody is motivated. Mm-hmm. And that's the purpose of a journey, is that we live, we learn, and we grow.
Wow. I mean, living is something, that, it takes, there is a word. You said you were a wordsmith, right?
Yes.
To live, it takes, let me see, confidence. Yes. Confidence. Let's jump into it. To live. So, I just let the cat out the bag, right? Your first word, we're going to throw it out there. It's confidence. Let me read what you said, because it takes some confidence to live. This is what you said.
It does.
The quality or state of being certain or conscious of one's powers or of reliance on one's circumstance. So it takes some confidence. And then that's what you said. Confident in your abilities and talents can make the difference. This is a bomb right here.
Yeah.
Between an opportunity and being overlooked. I mean, you gotta seize the day, right? Remind yourself of your gifts and speak it into existence. This living. Talk to us about why life takes confidence.
It does. Think about, and I talk about this often, you get one chance at a first impression. And that first impression is usually, experts say it's 4 to 6 minutes, and that decision is already made. And so you've got to put your best foot forward. Your life is a living interview. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who's going to cross your path. You never know who you're going to get in the elevator with. And imagine if that person was the person that you needed to be. You've got 3 to 5 minutes to get from floor 1 to maybe 410.
Yeah.
So you've got to always be prepared to be able to share the message that you were supposed to. And if you are not confident, that message is going to come across as an unfiltered word. And sure. I say all the time, it is not as much about your what as it is your how. Your pitch, your tone, your inflection make the difference. And if you are not confident, it's not coming across and being delivered.
Stop the presses. you just, hey, listen, if you are looking at this show right now, you better press that share button. She just dropped
I
some
love it.
bombs. I mean, you
I
got
love
3 to 5 minutes to share your message. You got to be confident. You got to
That's
be
it.
ready. Like, you got to know. I mean, there's another word that's in there in the book. It's in the book, y'all. Purpose. You got to
In
know
the
it.
book. Gotta know it.
I mean, wow. I mean, speak. Say more. Say
So
more.
listen, I will tell you this, and I think most of my friends and my executives know I'm 5'5" on a good day. But in
Yeah.
my mind, I think I'm 6 feet tall, and that's
Yeah.
who you see. That's who
Yes.
comes in
Yes.
that room. That's
Yes.
who commands the audience that you need. And it is but by the grace of God that it is who I am, right? We have different external issues. Some of us are tall, some of us are short, some of us are blessed, as I call in the hip area. And we all have those differences, but it is about understanding your purpose. It is about
Mm-hmm.
sharing that message and getting your point across. Your voice is what God gave to you. There's only one you, and He
Wow.
has a purpose, and somebody needs to see that. Somebody needs to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, wow. Listen, hey guys, confident. So, we are with, just to reset the room, we are with, April Cunningham. She has written a book entitled Embracing Your Journey. And this is just such a phenomenal book that we really just want everyone to partake in. So we have a few free copies. You need to go right now to secsda.org/book it. secsda.org/book it. And there we are going to receive your request for a free copy. We don't have a lot of them. We're going to talk about how you can get more copies from April of this book. And so we're talking about embracing your journey. So she's written some words. You've written some words, April, that are important. And so the next word that we find that you
Okay.
wrote that's important is called, retract, right? you know, retract. Oh, this is good. So you say retract means to draw back or pull in. Swallowing your words can be difficult, but in many circumstances, it is sometimes necessary. All right.
Yes.
So talk to us.
So think about your words, and I told you life and death happen in your tongue. But in those moments where it is something that you want to say, that there's a message that you want to share, good, bad, or indifferent, it may not be that right time, right? That sister at church, that deacon at church, that whomever at work has given you a message or has given you something that you need to say. But sometimes you've got to swallow those words. It may seem like it is nails going down. And I think I described that in the book as eating your words. And I think other people say eating that crow, right?
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
if you think about what you have to do to avoid World War III because of what comes out of this thing, it is necessary. It is necessary because the damage that you can do to an individual with words that are going to hurt, words that are going to maim. And sometimes, we're church folks, and sometimes it may not be the right opportunity. There may be an opportunity for you to pull back. I know it hurts, but it may be more of a damage to you for you to let those words out. And sometimes you've got to pull back, even in your conversations with God, because there's some times that I want to say some things. It may not be right.
Yeah.
And so you've got to take the ownership on your journey for whoever has crossed you, for whoever has hurt you. Hurt people, right?
Yes.
And we've got to take time and make sure that we extend the same grace and mercy that God extends to us when you find yourself in that situation. So you've got to sometimes take one for the team and pull that back. You may need to think about that word. You may need to think about what's going to come out, and it may be another opportunity. The right now may not be it.
So that there may be some wisdom in knowing when to speak and not to speak.
Absolutely. Conflict is not always bad, but again, it's about the how.
Yes.
I can say just about anything to you, but my approach my demeanor, all of that comes across. Listen, that's in church, that's
Yeah.
in school, that's in the community, that's even in your workplace. And you've got to understand and take the initiative to understand, if I say this, then here are the options that are going to come. Here are the decisions that are going to come. And here may be the irreparable damage that could be there. So we've got to think as it relates to
Yes. Okay, so here's what you
that.
said. You said once
Take him
you
back.
said once words are out of your mouth, you can't retract.
Can't.
Saying that you are sorry or giving an apology can always follow, but the original thought is still there. I mean, can we just all get along? Can we just forgive and forgive? Is it not that simple,
Right.
April?
Listen, although we'd like it to be, once they're out, the initial issue is there. Like I told you, that first impression, once those words are out, you can say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can absolutely, and we should forgive, but I won't forget.
Yeah.
I will change my interaction. So help us to be mindful of how that comes across. Yeah, got to do it. Got to do it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, somebody needs to understand, during this pandemic, you may have suffered some issues in understanding your purpose. Maybe there's a lot of downtime or, layoff. I don't know what the situation may be. Maybe your kids are home all the time. And so the flow of life has just all been, it's gotten to us all. I don't know if there's anybody that, is out there who can say it hasn't impacted them. But people need to know that they still have a purpose, right? So purpose is something that's set up as an object or an end to be obtained. But this is what I really like as you define purpose, what you said. You said, you're speaking to somebody. So, I mean, just speak to somebody right now, April. Just speak to us.
Listen, we have been given the tools to be successful. Again, I say, Jeremiah 1:5, your purpose was already determined and set up and sanctified already for you. I think one of my pastors at my church at Charlotte Berean in Charlotte, North Carolina, it is your natural bend. It is those things that come easy to you. We have to identify what those are. We've got to ask the question of God, what will you have me to do? And we've got to be open. We've got to be honest. We've got to be flexible, because our decision on what we think we should do may be very different than what God has intended for us to do. But you've got to find your way. You've got to understand your purpose. You've got to understand your journey. You've got to understand the steps that you have taken. Some of them may be yours, and you get the consequences that come with us making decisions without consulting God. How about that? But more importantly, it is about for you to understand where you are, where you want to be, and who you're doing it with. We have been given all of the tools to be successful. We've got to dig down deep and understand where we should be, to bloom where we're planted, and to give God the praise and the honor for where we are at that time.
Listen, you are hearing it directly from April Cunningham. And we're just talking about purpose. We've talked about the power of, holding your tongue. You can't retract it once it's out. We talked about importance of living life with confidence, right? But, there's another word. There's another word that I think you all are going to be blessed as we all embrace our journey, right? And here's what April says. She talks about a rainbow. So the rainbow is an actual, symbol in the sky that all of us, right? She says it's an arc or a circle that exhibits in concentric bands the array of colors of the spectrum. And you said that it is a reminder. What is it? A reminder of us. This is what you said. It's a reminder in the clouds of life, the storm. This is so deep, April. The storm, the rain. You said the darkness, the fear, and sometimes the doubt. You said will come. And when they do, oh my God, you are preaching real hard right now. Look up and remember the rainbow.
They're going to come.
why is it that we all, whether openly or
Mhm.
inwardly love the rainbow?
It is the awe of it. It is the awe. When you see it, it's like that phenomenon, right? We don't see those very often. And I will tell you, I went to Hawaii for my 50th birthday. The rainbow that I saw there was the most vibrant thing that I've ever seen. I don't know if it was because I was on that side of the earth, but it was beautiful. But it is that thing that stops you in your tracks.
Wow.
But it is that reminder. God put something out there. I think a lot of times that we say, God, give me a sign. Let me hear your voice. I think a lot of times when I was growing up, I share this lesson, I think, in the book. The lady that raised me in the church, she goes, April, if you want to hear God's voice, you have to go in the closet. So I'm in there and I'm going, I don't hear anything. She goes, I didn't mean your literal closet. And I go, but I was looking for something, right?
Yeah.
And so we look for those signs. And I know that I've told God, and I said, please don't tell anybody to tell me anything. No offense to those individuals that get that message, but I want to hear it for myself. I want him to say that to me, and I want him to give me that sign. And that is what the rainbow does. We know situations are going to happen, as we found out in this pandemic. We've seen people hurt, we've seen people die, but the vibrance of the rainbow helps us to put a smile on its face. And there it is there. It is about the awe. Things are going to happen. Trouble's going to come your way, but know and trust that God will always be there. And that rainbow, when you are thinking about it, you cannot help but to smile and to know that that is a reminder between you and God of his gratefulness, of your gratefulness and of his faithfulness, because he said, I will never leave you. And here is my indication to let you know that.
Wow. Wow. Listen, I love the rainbow. I think about that Skittles commercial, take I absolutely love the rainbow, and I believe that God works everything out for our good. And I believe God gets the glory out of the outward display of the colors in the rainbow. I believe God gets all the glory. Paul talked about, how people preached Christ for various reasons, but that rainbow is Christ. It's a message of the Christ that was to come, the Christ that would save us from sin. So I love this idea about the rainbow. It puts everybody at all, everyone at all. And so I thank you for that word. During the pandemic, there are a lot of gospel workers, essential workers out there who have been working feverishly. They've gone into overtime. Before we begin to wrap up, you mentioned a word that I think is so important for them and for us, but particularly as we go back to church, and that word is summed up in compliments. You talked about the grace to receive a good compliment, right? And here's what you said. You said you gain no benefit, right, in playing small. I know you are saying to yourself, all glory belongs to God. And you said, agreed. However, I can see a little sister in this, a little attitude coming. However, he has given you what makes you you. I mean, pump us up right now, because life has a way of beating us up. Come on, April.
It does. And, we do this often. And I think sometimes it happens more for women, that you get that compliment. You're like, oh, well, or here's prime example. Oh, sis, that's a nice jacket. Well, I got this on sale. You're not supposed to tell anybody that. You're supposed to take that compliment and accept it for what it is. There is no point in playing small. Take that compliment, feel accomplished about yourself. And it's not about brand. It's not about anything. You are a gift. You have been given the passion, the purpose to do what he has entrusted you to do. So receive all of that. And I speak in that book about that. And that's one of the things I told the editors, don't take away my voice, because there's a duplicate word and it says, I know. That was me acknowledging, yes, I need you to understand. And I agree with you. Sometimes it happens, but don't dumb yourself down to make anybody else feel good because you are a child of the Most High God. And one of the things that I say in that book is adjust your crown and handle it because you have been given what God has in store for
Yes,
you.
yes,
Just
yes.
listen, just tilt it and adjust.
Ah!
And if you're tilting somebody else's crown, you don't have to tell anybody. Help that brother or sister out, make it straight, and keep going.
Wow, wow. I mean, man. I mean, I'm speechless right now because there's this meme out there
Mhm.
where there's this basketball player who made a bad play, and he's walking down the court with his head down, and
Yes,
his roommate comes down and just holds his head up. Right. I mean, that's the picture that
that's
I just
powerful.
got.
Hmm.
Very powerful. And everybody there right now, you know what I'm talking about. Listen, can I just say this to somebody? The pandemic may have taken a lot out of you. Some of us have lost loved ones. I've got a loved one, that's battling COVID now. My prayers are with them, so I understand it's touched us all, but God is saying here as we embrace our journey, He wants us to lift our head up. He wants us to understand, that He is there with us and He's not left us orphaned. He has not abandoned us. He's not forsaken us, And so, although life appears at times to be imperfect, our last word for tonight that April has blessed us with is a word that was a blessing to me. And here's the word, y'all.
Mm.
Flaws. I know life is flawed, right? She says flaws are an imperfection or weakness, and especially one that detracts from the whole or hinders effectiveness. Even with flaws, here's where the power comes in. You
Yes.
can still be used. Yes, even you. Let someone know right now that their life still has purpose, that even though they have flaws, God still wants to manifest His glory in their lives, and let us know what the word of the Lord says. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna let you have it. This is what April says, you guys. God does not require us to be perfect. We are
Yes.
made in His image, but He knows and understands our humanness. I love that. Even when we get tripped up and our errors show, He still has a work for us to do. Somebody say hallelujah. Take us home, April. Let us
Yes.
know the word of the
Listen,
Lord tonight.
things happen. Life happens, and we've got to make the adjustment. Shift is necessary, and that's PG. Shift is necessary. Sometimes you've got to stop, start, and continue on where you are, but fall. And if you do, be okay with that. Fall fast. There's an opportunity for you to get up, dust your knees off, stand up straight, look at the glory of God that He has bestowed upon you, and move forward. There's an opportunity for you. There's an opportunity for you to share. There's an opportunity to, and if you see behind me, that says, I motivate, I empower, and I inspire. And each of us have been blessed with enough gifts to be able to share to the world. You don't have to compete with anybody. You don't have to struggle with anybody else. You are designed for God where He needs you to be. It is about you embracing your journey. It is about understanding where you're supposed to go, who you're supposed to go see, and it will take you to where God is leading you. He knows. God sees all, He knows all, and He knows what He has for you. So I encourage you to gain strength with each step that you take. Life happens, things happen, and they are going to come. God did not promise you that it was going to be all easy. He promised you that He was going to be there. And with God beside you, and going forward in front of you, all things are possible.
Hallelujah. Thank you so much. I mean, this has been a treat. I am going to say right now we're going to bring her back because she's got 90 days in this book,
That's
and we
right.
only got to 5-6 words. So hey, listen, she got 85, 84 more words to go. So I believe
Yes,
we can see her again before this year's out as we embrace our journey
I love it.
and we become all that God would have us to be. Please go to secsda.org/book it to get your copy. April, tell us, is there a place that we can go to purchase more of these books for those who may not receive a free copy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'd love your support, and I would love for you to start that journey and become a part of my Journey Squad. And so you can find Embracing Your Journey on my website at www.aprilcunningham.com.
All right, April Y. Cunningham. .com. April Cunningham. I'm up here typing it.
Okay. And listen, and I handwrite and I autograph each book so that there's a message that is specifically for you.
Yes. Before we go, we're going to get that website up for you all to go and be a part of this experience. That's www.aprilcunningham.com. You can go there and get additional copies. Yes. AprilYCunningham.com and get additional copies. You can also go and visit us at secsda.org/bookit. I'm sure you guys have gotten all those free copies, but just in case you didn't, we're going to put this up one more time before we go. And that's April Y. Cunningham. Join her group. Be a part of this journey, and I guarantee that you are going to be blessed. Listen, I got a special announcement. Stay tuned as we share this announcement with you right now. This mystery that has been unveiled for you and I, we carry it in the very books that are in your hand. You have in your possession the oracles of God.
Hi, I'm Java, Publishing Director for the Southeastern Conference, and I'm just so excited to be able to share how God has blessed us in 2021. Although we've been in a pandemic and the doors of the church opened this summer, we were able to share the Word of God in 3 major cities: in Atlanta, Georgia, Orlando, Florida, and Miami, Florida. Over 30 young people have gathered this summer to share the Word of God, and we are so sad that we missed you. But we don't have to continue without you. We want you to sign up. Sign up for this ministry by calling 404-217-6338. That's my personal number. I want you to call me to let me know that you want to be a part of this exciting ministry with literature evangelism. The publishing department here at Southeastern Conference is so excited to have you, and we just hope that you enjoy some of the work that we've been able to share in this short video. What are you waiting for? Join us now.
Thank you for your interest in the Youth Excel Scholarship Program. Please visit youthexcel.info to get more information and apply for next year's program.
Hey, listen,
Nice.
I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I thank you, April, for coming on again. We've had a great show, Embracing Your Journey with April Cunningham. We look forward to see you again on next week. I hope you've enjoyed it.